All right, as you might have guessed, we're collecting Americans in Georgia, and one by one, we're gonna invite all of them. But tonight's guest is not your average expat. He has a crazy story. He has been doing 9 different things before coming here, and he has a fascinating story why he chose Georgia specifically, because we don't really know. He works remotely. He is very successful. He's here with his family. His name is Kent. Hi.
Hey,
How you doing,
hello,
man? You know that I found you on TikTok.
Okay.
I loved how highly you were talking about our culture, our food, and how much you like Georgia. And you're basically transparent about your future plans. And I have a feeling that you're going to be staying here for a while. So tell us your story. What brings you here? Why do you like us so much? And start from the very beginning. What have you been doing? Why did you drop out from film school? Why did you start demolishing buildings?
Like everything.
And then how did you came up with this instant coffee? And why did your investors hate you so much?
Whoa.
Please tell us everything, man.
Yeah. Okay. Where should I even start? You know, I grew up in Georgia, so I'm a Georgian, actually.
Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah.
Right?
Outside of Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay.
So, you know, even on my passport, it says Georgian, which always gets a kick at customs here. But yeah, forever, I thought I would be an inventor. And then I thought I'd be like a film guy, like a storyteller. I'm kind of like a storyteller. And I was going down that path for a long time until I became disillusioned completely with like the film career path. And yeah, I dropped out, as you said, and didn't know what I was going to do with my life. So I got married and moved to Oregon instead.
Yeah.
It seemed to solve
Pretty
a lot.
spontaneous.
Yeah. And in Oregon, like with the help of my wife, discovered coffee. Like being in the Pacific Northwest in the US, like craft coffee, specialty coffee was really big. And so I fell in love with that. And then I found myself going down a career path in coffee and starting an instant coffee company. I didn't even know what instant coffee was. Had never had it once in my life. And then a couple of years later, I'm making the highest scoring instant coffee ever made.
I mean, that's really interesting. How does someone develop a coffee? I mean, you were just sitting there, I mean, tasting different coffees and I mean, boom, I have an idea. Let's like make it like this or?
Yeah, well, you know, I was like the coffee guy in my family. And so, you know, like if you're the coffee guy for a family who likes like specialty coffee, really high-end coffee, you have to make it for everybody. And we would go camping a lot in Oregon. It's like people go camping all the time. And I'd be like bringing my hand grinder and my French press and just like killing myself over like 1 cup at a time. And people are like, this is great. I'm so glad you're doing this. Meanwhile, I'm like, there's got to be a better way to make coffee, like good, not compromise if you want good coffee. And the idea just came to me like, wait, what if instant coffee could be good? Like instant coffee is typically the worst coffee, like your last resort, you know, you like hide it in your cupboard somewhere.
Yeah, we call it Turkish coffee here.
Yeah. And so I Googled like good instant coffee and there was no results. Specialty instant coffee. No one was doing it. And I was like, I'll do it. So that was maybe my first.
Yeah, you do sound like a real Georgian. If you could replace coffee with the wine, because we do with the same passion.
Instant wine, okay, yeah.
Instant wine.
Yeah.
We have instant wine, killer wine, aged wine.
Any kind of wine. We do have any kind of wine.
Yeah. But yeah, that sounds very interesting that you suddenly became very passionate about doing the coffee. And how did you manage to score so highly with this business, and what went wrong? How did you jump? Like, you know, your next step that I'm remembering, this demolishing stuff, it really sounds like you were really, really angry at something and then you just jumped into something.
Hey, you're not far off, honestly. Well, you know, I had to create my own way of making instant coffee. So I invented the brewing process and like really created a way to freeze dry the coffee to preserve everything in it. So it was 6 years of just like blood, sweat, and tears. And I was really naive, and it was really my first like mature business. And I cut my teeth on how to operate a big business. Like that's where I got my like MBA in doing business, like self-earned.
You started that when you were how old?
22.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Went out, found investment, not enough. I think that was really the crux of my issue really was just not understanding how much capital was needed and not understanding how to manage investor relationships, which ultimately bit me in the end and like forced the closure of the business, unfortunately.
This is a very interesting topic for me because I also had incidents with the investors in the past. I know how hard it is to have your own company, especially when you don't have cash and when you're just trying to attract this all sorts of weirdos, let's call them. And then whoever has the cash, they set the rules.
Yeah.
So can you talk a little bit more about what went wrong exactly? Like, do you have a different vision that your investors didn't share, or the potential was too high of the companies, so they kind of, I don't know, pushed you over or something, like, because you were young and you lacked the experience?
Yeah.
Just part of the partial this podcast is for younger people, so they can navigate better their careers, their journeys, whatever. And if you could tell them something about like when they're starting a new business, or when they're on their entrepreneurial journey, do you have any suggestions, like what type of investors to avoid, how not to be pushed around, or what, basically like any type of takeaway?
What kind of mistakes to avoid?
Yeah. Well, I can share my mistakes because I don't know if I fully learned them.
That's the way it works. And share your experience.
Like, I was just so naive, and my biggest mistake was being so trusting. Like, I really trusted these guys when they came to me saying, we have a vision for your company. We want to take it here, and we want to be partners. And like, what do you want? Let us take care of you. Like, we're so many years ahead of you in coffee, and they came from coffee as well. Like, we spoke the same language. And I let my guard down, and, whatever I was trying to raise, like, we reeled that way back because it's like, don't worry, we'll take care of it down the road. And yeah, that was a huge mistake. And I think, my naivete really got me there. And, moving forward, like, my advice to young people who are trying to fundraise is like, really consider if that's what you want to do. I don't anymore. I don't want to take people's money. And the funny thing is, like, when I closed the business, that's when I had offers to start it up again with like all the money I could ever need. Like, when I called people and I was like, hey, Voilà's closing. They're like, okay, cool. You can get out your old cap table. And how much do you need to start it up again? I was like, whoa, where were you like 6 years ago when I was starting this? Like, and that's really a lesson in failure as well. Is like, you can literally just start again. And I love that lesson for sure. For myself, it was like really hard to go through, but really empowering to learn like what's on the other side of failure. Like, not just being afraid to fail, but like what happens on the other side is like, you're like, the next day you wake up and you're like, oh, I can just do this again. But yeah, I turned down all those offers because I just really disliked managing other people's money, being responsible, and not having leverage in that way. And a lot of people think, who haven't been in those scenarios, they think like, oh no, like, I'll still have my way. It's just money. They're going to be silent partners. It's like, you always need more money.
No such thing as silent
There's
partners.
always going to be another check that could be written, and that's all the leverage right there. They'll tell you what to do for sure. That's how it works.
Have you been burning a lot of cash in the early stages of the business?
Yeah, I mean, with what I do now, no, I like to bootstrap things and just grow more naturally. It's a lot more fulfilling for me, and I could just change whenever I want. I can decide to pause and go on vacation or whatever. Like, I'm my own boss,
Nice. Man.
That limits you from doing like really grandiose things, but that's okay for me.
Awesome. Like, we talk a lot about the importance of balance and, the true meaning of the freedom. Because some people, I think most people get it wrong. Yeah. Like, for some people, it's a lot of money. For some people, it's a lot of time. Like, where's the balance? Like, It's a never-ending question. Anyways, so it turns out that was not your passion. And then you decided to do something completely different.
Yeah.
So, can you tell us about that?
I feel like coffee was my true passion. Actually, I'm going to correct myself. I love coffee. I like drinking coffee more than I like running a coffee business. And I think running businesses is my passion. Like I like building things. And so going from like an e-commerce and white label manufacturing business within like specialty coffee to starting a demolition company seems really crazy and really different. But for me, it didn't seem different at all because it's like, it's just a business. And in fact, it was such a relief to go from something so complex with all these channels, social media, like online store, B2B, supply chain across the entire world from New Zealand, Germany, US, like all of that, to a straightforward construction business in a small town. It's like, here's your work, destroy this, get paid. And so it was a really a breath of fresh air for me, and it allowed me to focus for once and like put all of my efforts into something really narrow. You know, there's like a really cool quote that I like about light. It's like a light like this, when it's spread out, can light up a room, but when you focus it, it can cut through steel like a laser. So your attention is focus. And that's what I dedicated myself to, is like focus at least for 1 year to just build this one simple company as good as I can. And that worked out.
Yeah, my question here is, it's very difficult for most of us to just come up with these business ideas or just to select from the existing ones. How on earth have you came up with demolition business? Did you do the analysis on the demand, or was it random? Like it sounds like, why would you do that? Well, why not something else?
So I have a mother-in-law who had this crazy idea for me. And so she was my cheat code, I think, to that, where literally like the month that I closed down my coffee company, I was just sitting around like kind of dealing with the aftermath of that. And she was like, all right, Kent, now that you're freed up, I've got an idea for you. And we think really similarly. She's like, demolition business. I'm like,
what was your reaction?
Oh no. Like, I was like, do you know who I am? My name has been in like this. I'm like a well-known coffee guy. I'm like,
no, that's just such a weird request.
Yeah.
I mean, let's like, I have an idea. Let's demolish the buildings.
And obviously she was up to something. She knew something about it.
Why would anyone say that as a suggestion to... I mean, that's a good idea.
They come from construction, and so they saw saw a need, and you know, they saw a guy with some free time, and I promised her I'll at least build a model, a financial model. I'll build a pro forma and just see like, what do the numbers look like? So I sat down. I knew nothing about
business model,
this business at all. Like I didn't know, how does it work? How many people can you, like how much work can you get done? And I just built it out, and I was like, are these numbers right? And they're like, yeah, it sounds about like all my assumptions seemed right. And I was like, this business makes good money, like very cash flow positive. And they're like, yeah, it seems good. You want us to like, you know, teach you how to do it? I was like, that'd be nice. And so we went out and like got some tools, and I got my first jobs booked, and we started from there. And
how is that? Were you offering to the different?
Yeah, like literally just knocking on doors of other construction
so that's
companies. So like as a subcontractor.
So that's really brutal. Yeah.
And I love that. Like,
do you think it's gonna work here in Georgia? Because there are so many constructions. No. Oh, you already done your research.
No. I mean, it really needs to work in like only certain states in the U.S. will that work also, where licensing is really required for that sub trade. But yeah, I just learned quickly, branded it really well, and was like, okay, I'm gonna take everything that I learned from my failure and just put it into this. And yeah, just started getting job after job and put my head down, really put my head down, did all the work myself. And we had like an amazing first year. We did just under $500,000 in our first year with like 30% profit margins on that. And I was like, whoa, like 6 years of like always break even or losing money, but with this big title and this big company, like a lot of notoriety. And it's like, now I could just relax, you know, take my stress out on like
of
all
course,
this
for
stuff.
someone who's in their 20s, that's extremely good money. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you seem like you have a crazy journey. I mean, jumping from business to business, making so much money. Well done.
Thank you. Well, I think the lesson in going from the coffee to the demolition business is like
such a good title.
Still sounds like
amazing title.
I think that should be the title of this episode, right? Like from coffee to demolition.
From instant coffee to demolition.
To Georgia,
and then from Georgia to Georgia. Yeah. The lesson in it for me was simplicity and focus, because there was too much to work on in the coffee business. As good as the idea and the product was, it was too much to handle. And we did all that. Like a lot of people don't know, it was a team of like 3 people who ran that whole company for 6 years. And like every decision, every branding element had my fingerprint on it. And then going to demolition and seeing how much a really small business can make, it's like, I'd rather do that any day of the week, because it's so much easier at the end of the day. Like I start at 7, I get off at 4:30 or 5. It's like I go home to my family. It's like the stress level is so much lower. I don't have like all of these global orders like piling up in the middle of the night. And yeah, it's like there's little stresses, but that was the biggest lesson for me, is seek business opportunities and seek things that are simple inherently, because that frees you up to be more excellent, more creative in strategy and execution versus just like, oh, what new little social media post am I going to do today? And like, oh, this person didn't get their order in their mailbox and they want a refund, and oh, this was missing something, and like all of this chaos, you know?
Yeah. Oh man, I mean, you're really opening my eyes about some stuff that I was all like, in my mind, you know, these big opportunities are always associated with a lot of stress.
Yeah.
But now that I think about it, you know, I'm already 31 years old, like I said, and I start to appreciate more this low pressure type simplicity, like you mentioned. I'm just trying hard to find something like that.
Yeah.
And I'm so jealous of you that you managed to find it like years back.
Yeah.
I don't know, like there's a saying, right? It's simple. It's the most difficult thing is to do the simple stuff right. So
that's very true.
I don't know how to do it. Do you think it's mostly because of the discipline you have or the drive you have? Or
I'm
is
still
it the
working
passion?
through that every day. Like, you know, even here, I'm like side projects, like trying to add more to my plate. And it's really hard to say no. But I think for my main thing, like I definitely had to learn the hard way. It was so brutal to go through closing that business after that much time and that much of like my creative energy, like not only creative energy in terms of like design and branding, but like all the messaging, all of the copy on the website, the taste and product and decisions and packaging. Like that was really hard to go through. So it forced me to be like, whoa, if I'm going to start over at this point, which felt really late in my life, which I know it wasn't, but like I felt like I lost a chunk of my life. And it forced me to like really take it seriously and really focus. So I ended up putting 2 years into the demolition business, and we doubled the second year and actually increased our profit margins to 33%. And that's when I really started to think about like, okay, I've done that. I know how to run a simple business. I love this business, but I started to not enjoy my day-to-day life in Oregon out there. And really, I felt like I had no community. I felt like a little lost, you know. I liked my work. I love my work. Something was missing. And that's when I started to think about introducing more freedom into my life through an agency, like a remote type of job.
I'm curious about why didn't you have like the community in Oregon? Was it because of your work? It was too specific. You didn't have much time to, I don't know, like build this outside friendships, whatever.
I was about to answer this like really PC, and I think I won't. In Oregon, like as a young dad, I was in the middle of this like. If anybody had kids, they were like 10 years older than me or like 7 years older than me. And then anybody my age was like still living a very single life. And nobody on either side there, like really cared about family and really cared about building a community. Like everybody's so independent on the West Coast, at least where I was. And I think that's just like generally the West Coast mentality. There's nice people everywhere, but like people, they don't invite you in necessarily. They're not as hospitable. And I'm from the South, like the American South, where like people are at least fake hospitable, like to your face. And then, yeah, it started to grind on me. Like the whole West Coast mentality just irritated me. The politics over there started to irritate me. Just like I didn't feel connected to it anymore. And I thought my way out was like moving back to my hometown in Georgia, the state Georgia. And we did. I buttoned up kind of our things in Oregon. I hired an incredible general manager who still runs everything today, who the business is still going out there. And I was like, I just want to go kind of back home. And I had a community. What's weird is like I had more of a community that I built remotely in Georgia than I did in Oregon after 10 years in Oregon. So coming back, I had like this really great group of people. And we gave that a try for a year, and I still felt like I wasn't enjoying the day-to-day. Like we were making good money. We were living in like a nice place, had a big yard on like a cute street, like very American dream, like kids running around, like, learning how to ride a bike. Very, very cute American dream. But like when we would spend our money eating out, we didn't like the food, and it was so expensive. And like there wasn't anything to do. We'd like go to the shopping mall and just walk around just for fun. That was the only thing going on. Like if there was an event happening, it was like some band playing covers once a month in the downtown square. It's like you go for people
pretty
watching.
Boring, like
so basically that was not you, and that's just not what you wanted to do. There are people who just enjoy that type of living.
Yeah, like
that's just
10 years older people, I'm assuming.
Just like he mentioned.
It's very suburban.
Got married pretty young and not here,
not a
there.
city life, right?
Yeah.
Like no certain type of
And
activities.
the thing is, in the U.S., like, it's not safe to have a city life with kids. Like, the cities aren't safe. Even in the suburbs where I was,
right?
like, I lived in the nicest suburbs in the whole state of Georgia. And still, at the playground, like, we're watching our kids because there's weirdos.
Oh, man.
Like,
no, that sounds awful.
Yeah, we felt safe in our neighborhood because we knew everybody, but you're not taking your eyes off your kids. They're not running up ahead of you. And so, a year before then, I came out to Tbilisi for the first time. And I was by myself with my brother. He was living here. My brother, sorry. I'll say that clearer. My brother-in-law was living here. And, when your friend's living abroad, you're like, oh, free place to come visit and stay. And so I came out and I really loved it here. And one of the most shocking things was like seeing little girls walking by themselves pretty much like in the evenings. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, welcome to Georgia. Yeah.
And some people say that we're not a safe country. So
For us,
I guess it
that
depends
is
on the
like
perspective.
so natural that is happening. And yeah, I mean, I've heard that from lots of people that it's really bizarre for them seeing such type of picture. But I mean, the time and the way we were raised and just how we come till this day, that just nothing, something to be surprised.
We grew up playing in the ground all the time, in the garden.
I mean, we know that nothing's gonna happen. That's our mentality. I mean, we just believe that there is nothing that's bad should happen on the middle of the day.
Even those weirdos, they know that they shouldn't do anything because there are terrible consequences. Like not from the police necessarily, but obviously heard
community justice.
Exactly.
No, for real.
That's the good word. Yeah, the community justice.
Yeah, I mean that really makes it clear now why you feel like there was no community, because if there was, you wouldn't be afraid to let your kids out or something like that. Once you have trust in the community, in your neighborhood, then you're not afraid as much. But I can see now why you wanted to live. So that makes perfect sense. So I'm assuming that was the main reason why you left the area.
Yeah. So I mean, in the U.S., we like I said, we had a friend group. Just life was very plain. And we decided, okay, let's take the whole family out to Tbilisi and just stay out here for like 6 weeks. Actually, my wife came out 3 weeks ahead of me with the kids, and I had to work, and I came out for the last 3 weeks.
You have 2 kids, right?
Yeah. And so it's really crazy to do it like that. And we kind of like had an extended vacation out here and really fell in love with it. Like, felt totally at peace. Like, I love the food here.
Continue. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Like we're big foodies. And I'm like, oh, people actually season their food properly here. I'm like, I don't have to bring my salt to a restaurant. This is really good. I love comfort food. I love very like heavy, rich, comforting food. So I think this is some of the best cuisine in Europe.
Only thing weird about what you're saying is that how do you manage to be in shape? Like, I don't know a single person being here for more than 2 months and not gain. I'm assuming you're working out a lot or something.
Not as much as I should. Maybe it's just like all the stress and cortisol.
It could be.
Yeah.
Oh man, well, wait for winter. You're gonna go crazy
I
on
hope
the on the Christmas
Sign
and
me up
New
for
Year.
that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you still haven't been here in winter?
Only in fall.
Since 6 months.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
there's a lot to see. I mean, plus when you were saying that you were amazed, it should be like that, I do believe, because and the English is also for us the second language. Everyone speaks English, so for kids that should be pretty simple to just communicate with others,
people especially.
and that's really really good. Yeah,
I've had no issues here speaking English except for like really technical things, like at the bank doing something really specific with the government.
Oh yeah, that's everywhere.
You know, but yeah, like we after this little like extended vacation, with this in the back of our heads, like, what if we could move to Georgia? We went back home and like life was tasteless. Like we
You missed the wine.
we
right?
could not get it out of our heads. Every week we were like, don't you miss it? Don't you miss it? Don't you miss it? And like we didn't make any connections here. We just visited. And we finally had enough. And so in the spring, in April, we were like, we're moving to Georgia. I don't know what we're gonna do. Put our stuff in storage. We're gonna move here. And as soon as we landed here, it just felt like we were home. Like, yeah, everything that we enjoy, having a city that's safe, it's walkable, people are friendly, the food is incredible. We love natural wine as well. So like,
Yeah.
such a great place to be. And there's stuff happening everywhere. The city is like really alive, even in the summer.
I've heard from many people that this city has a soul.
Yeah.
Like, you know, in comparison to other soulless cities where everyone is robotic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, I don't know if I told you, I lived in UK for 3 years, in Manchester specifically, even though it's cool. Depressing weather, horrible food, I don't know, NHS. You cannot go to fucking hospital for 2 months.
Yeah.
Every day I missed my country, and I had the same exact feelings that you described right now. Coming back felt so mesmerizing. All these friends to see these people again. And now it's been already a year, and I'm living the best life.
Yeah.
Before I thought that I had to live and find something else. But, you know, as these things happen sometimes, you figure out that you weren't meant to be for the other place, and then you come home. Home is a home. It's so nice to hear from American, especially, that, you know, our country is so nice and you like living here. I say specifically from American because America is still a global superpower. It's still, you know, the dreamy country. Everybody wants to move there. Still from this side of the planet, people moved there. So it's quite rare that we get those.
I get asked why I'm here all the time. And why do you like Georgia all the time?
I think one of the reasons why you get frequently asked that is that people have different perception of the places. You know, like even in US, I'm sure that a lot of people would ask you the same questions. Why did you move to somewhere in Eastern Europe or even in Asia, right? Because they don't know much about it. And same goes here. Like we think we have certain perception of US, mostly because of the media and, you know, the marketing. And we feel like it's way, way better there. But there are so many layers to it, right? I'm sure it's way better for even most people. I can say as much as for most people, it's probably better to live in US.
Yeah.
because of mostly because of the economical factors. But again, like for example, look at yourself, right? Like you managed to have this remote you built your business in a way that you can work from anywhere, and now you see how much it benefits you to have the power currency income and live here.
Yeah,
where
you must be living like a king here. I mean,
like no
having an
taxes
income
in comparison to US
dollars or in euros, and then just spending it here. That's insanely good.
Yeah.
Like you don't like money doesn't have as much power there, right? In the US. My only question would be, how do you live with this extreme inefficiency and laziness of Georgians? I mean, and
Not
also
everyone's like that.
well, yeah, I don't know about that. Maybe vast majority is like that. But if you find the right bubble, I'm assuming you're doing well. And also, I'm curious about most of your customers are from US, right?
Yeah.
And what about the time zone differences? Are you having any trouble with that?
Occasionally, but everything runs late here anyway. So, I have calls like late into the evening, but I'm on text with all of my clients anyway. So it's like I text them while they're sleeping.
Yeah, so it's fine with the delays. Right?
I set them up for that expectation ahead of time. But yeah, I mean, like you said, inefficiencies and laziness. Like I don't really notice that myself, and maybe it's just because I have rose-colored glasses about being here. So only so long so far, but it's like in my day-to-day, that doesn't seem to be a big factor.
Do you have many Georgian associates?
Yeah, I have a lot of Georgian friends, actually. And, I want to say this because when we moved here, when we moved from Oregon to the state of Georgia, it was for community. And so leaving the state of Georgia to come to a foreign country where you're an expat and a foreigner, I pretty much assumed like, I'm not going to be friends with Georgians. I'm not going to be welcomed in at all. And I just have to be okay with that. I have to be okay with like the lifestyle gain and miss out on kind of like the last thing that we were searching for. And like maybe I talked about this with my wife a lot, that this may be really hard we may be really lonely. And I remember asking someone that I met when I first got here, a Georgian, I was like, do you think Georgians will ever accept us? And she was like, yeah, of course. I was like, really? Okay. And like within 2 weeks, I had like more Georgian friends than I had American friends. The Georgian people is like the biggest surprise for me coming here. And I think like I so value the Georgian mindset here and how relationships are built here. I think like Georgians are really relational and they go really deep, and they are genuine on the outside and also genuine on the inside. I think a lot of Western countries, you don't see that. You might get cold on the outside, and then if after 5-10 years, it's like maybe they're warm on the inside,
Yeah.
or the phoniness on the outside, which drives me crazy. Like I worked with a lot of different countries, and I think in America you have that as well. I don't want to talk too much crap about every other country that I don't like.
Choose UK. So like we permit.
I'll talk poorly about New
No,
Zealand.
not crap, just comparison.
Okay, yeah.
Let's call it comparison.
Yeah, I think like Aussies and Kiwis
I don't like them.
are very. Everybody likes them, so I can talk poorly about them. But like I think they're so friendly on the outside, and then they have like nothing behind them. They don't.
Is that the case? I didn't know about the Aussies. Like,
They're really
I thought
chummy.
They were more real.
They're really chummy on the outside, and then it's like, yeah, I don't think there's like, they're not inviting you to their house. And our friends in the U.S., it's like really rare to have a friendship where people are just like come over and hang and like spend time and like what's mine is yours, and like it's very. What I noticed is Americans, at least I can speak at least from that, we're very reciprocal. It's like, if I have you over for dinner, when are you going to have?
Yeah,
like,
it's like it's pretty transactional, right?
It's super transactional, even on a very friendly level. Like even my closest friends, it's like it's expected that's going to be returned. And coming out here and like having my first Supra,
Yeah, man. I'm like, no agenda.
Whoa. like, whoa, the food just keeps coming out. And it's like, what do we owe you for this? And I'm like, what? You're the guest. Like, I'm like, this is really, like, this is how people should be with each other. Like, this is really true love from your heart and true, like, just giving until you can't give anymore. And I'm like, wow.
I think what a lot of people don't realize about us is that we are actually the ones enjoying this, inviting you over, having you as a guest, spending time with you, because we are a very proud nation. So we like to talk about ourselves and we like to make you feel, welcomed and nice. So that like we get a kick out of it. I don't know if it makes sense. It's pretty cultural and it's very common to invite people over.
That's how I am. Yeah. I've always felt like I'm the weird one. Like I love hosting people. I love making sure they're taken care of. Like I'm of that mindset for sure. And so I feel like really here, it might sound cliche, but I feel like I really found like where I fit in, where my people are in a way. I mean, I'm nice only Georgian by name. I'm not, Kartvelian or anything like that. But like I so connect with the lifestyle here, and I think it's really rich and really genuine, and that means so much to me. And I feel like I've been looking for that for like my whole life.
I really hope we get more people like you here because we need them.
Yeah, it's good to hear that.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. And it's so interesting that you bring this American mindset as well. You're hustling, you're doing stuff from here. I think from friendship with you, both sides can benefit. You because you like locals here, and we because we learn something for sure. Like from the small talk we're having right now, I'm getting inspired minute by minute. How to do this different stuff, how to find the simplicity, balance. Yeah, and I like that mindset when you say that. Okay, failure is just a beginning of the next big thing. So you just wake up and you failed. That's fine, right?
Yeah.
You start over. Cool. This all sounds amazing.
One thing that has started to irritate me here a little bit is like
let's get to the bad part as well.
Just on this topic of like making friends with Georgians and locals here. When I meet another foreigner who's been here like 2 years or 3 years,
I know where this is going.
And they start to talk poorly about like, I don't connect with the Georgians. I don't like I don't have any Georgian friends. Like, I don't know what their deal is. I'm looking at the problem right here. It's like sitting right in front of me. Like, I don't get that because obviously, like you just care about hanging out with like your other expat friends. Like you don't. The people who don't have friends, Georgian friends, they're not trying. They're not trying to give anything to the culture here and contribute and be a benefit to Georgia. They're just looking to take advantage of the situation here.
Oh, I can tell you more about that stuff, which fits the. We have this beautiful, nice neighbor. The big guy, and. They are always coming here. They're a huge society. And we're not taking that very personally because they do it everywhere. Like they build their communities and they don't even try to assimilate with the culture. They don't try to learn any other, not even English. Okay, you don't want to learn Georgian, that's fine. It's only 3.5 people speak it. So I understand that if you don't want to learn this impossible language, but not even this international English language. So you're trying to get away everywhere with this Russian.
Yeah.
That's at the minimum. It's very disrespectful. And like to your topic, there are levels to that game. We're not getting that from many Europeans or many Americans. But like I said, from Russians,
from the north.
from our northern neighbor. So
immigration's a crazy topic right now, and I think,
we want to hear more about your perspective on immigration in U.S. What do you think about it? Like, I don't want to get political or something, but like, do you think there are limits to this thing? Or
yeah, for sure. I think when your country's not doing well on its own, like you have to have limits on that. And my take on immigration in general is just like, if you're not bringing something to the table, you shouldn't be here. If you're taking, you're a parasite.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And
definitely.
I'm not calling any people a parasite in particular, but that's a parasitic relationship. And so if you're coming into somebody else's place, you better bring something to the table.
Yeah.
That's where it makes sense and it's good. And yeah, there can be, there should be restraints on how much, because you can't just completely change the demographic of a country overnight. But yeah, that problem's happening everywhere. And I felt strange coming here, like, how are people going to look to me? And like, there have been other Americans who are here 10 years before me. And so now they're like, oh, more Americans coming here. It's like, they probably feel more naturalized than I do, right? And I think that's the simplest way to look at it for me, is like, yeah, if you bring something to the table, if you enjoy where you are and want to assimilate, at least partially, then yeah, it makes sense.
It all comes down to respect, right? Yeah. You respect the community you're in, then you're welcome.
Yeah.
You're not trying to do anything for the community. You're not trying to be respectful. Don't say even Gamar Joba or Nahuam this, then you are the jerk and expect to be treated like one. As for the Americans, I even know some of them that don't like the more Americans coming here.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, because they don't like, they feel a little bit, someone who found this glitch.
Right. Yeah, right.
Yeah. So yeah, it's funny to hear that, but we don't mind you. So if you're nice and respectful, we always you're welcome.
Yeah, you
anytime.
get the same all the time.
Yeah. Saying Americali, it gets, oh, okay. All right, good. from that one.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Have you been traveling around Georgia, or is it mostly? Okay. So 5 months, right?
Yeah. Msketa, Siknagi.
Msketa is just across the street.
To
Siknagi is
Guria.
also Guria, that's where my origins are.
Yeah. Chokatauri.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Spent a lot of time there. Hopefully going back really soon.
Yeah. Why not?
Bakhmaro.
Awesome.
And yeah, we have to go to, we just got to keep traveling.
No, right now the ski season is coming.
That's my life goal. My life goal is to be skiing in powder in Georgia.
Yeah,
well, this winter.
You're gonna see.
You're in the luck, man, because we
the
do
most
ski
beautiful
a lot.
part.
Really?
Most
you
beautiful part.
All right, let's go.
Of this country is that we have all four seasons, and we have any kind of activity, starting from the boring ones to the most exciting ones. So you can do anything here.
Yeah.
Name something that you want to do, you can do here.
Yeah,
I think you're gonna get into more different businesses pretty soon, just because of your character.
Well, what I keep coming back to, and like what I put on the titles of all my YouTube videos, are like, this is the most underrated country in Europe right now. I really think
exactly
so.
with tone, you just made it with those AI voices. This is the most
Welcome
underrated.
to the most underrated country in Eastern Europe.
Yeah, you do have that kind of voice, man.
No, like there's so much to do, and the wine really helps for sure.
Yeah.
But there's so many different regions, so many different climates. Like whatever you want to do, you can pretty much find here, unless you like want to ride a motorcycle, which I do, and I don't want to die, so I've decided to give that up here at least.
You're a big boy already, 2 kids, it gets scary.
I know, but like I'm so excited to ski. We have.
So you're planning to grow your roots here?
Yeah, I really want to get residency. I really want to be on that path to where I can feel secure for like 5 years at a time or 10 years at a time. I want to buy a property here as well. It's like I'm here for.
Well,
a
it's
long
much
haul.
cheaper compared to some of the countries.
Yeah.
Lower taxes as well. Any blockers, like any downsides you want to mention about our, I don't know.
Downsides, since you've been here for 5 months, it's kind of strange and weird that you didn't mention. You didn't mention that, there are still ongoing protests. Does that ever bother you?
No.
Okay.
No, not really. So we have protests in the U.S. as well.
That's the thing. Like we ask this to many, many foreigners, and everybody says the same thing. Like,
but it's
no,
okay.
Not really.
Yeah.
They don't really.
Okay, I was here last October and November, right?
Yeah.
No, I mean, what I'm saying is that when it comes
was
to
bigger, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And I had like my mom calling me like, "Are you okay?" I just
that's what I say. I mean, when it comes to
Today
safety.
Show, I'm like on my mom's morning TV show, she's seeing like the firework, fireworks going off, and I was like, "Huh?" Like, oh, I guess that's happening. Like I don't mean to make any sort of statement about that, but it's really easy to miss. At least for me, like in my day to day, like. It's not like the whole city's taken over by vigilantes or anything like that. It's like, okay, it's happening in an area, and like almost all the time, it's like pretty peaceful.
Yeah, I mean, we honestly we thought that it would be more bothering to foreigners, but it really seems like I don't know if it's a good or bad thing because
It's easy to not even notice.
Yeah.
Which
that's right.
Take that for whatever you want.
And that's all. It's like you said. It's common everywhere, right? You get protests everywhere, and I mean, I don't want to say anything, but it's pretty unstable here in terms of government and everything. Lots of corruption going on, and 5 months is not a long time to understand all these things. I'm just curious if it's at some point if it's gonna affect your day-to-day business or something like that.
But how? That job is still remote, so.
Yeah, but obviously, like if he's planning to live here forever, then you mentioned you're going to buy properties and potentially you're going to start your own business here as well.
Yeah.
So I was just curious to get your perspective on that because some people who live more than you here, expats, they say that it's quite easier to, because for example, you can just go to the written public service today and register a business.
Yeah.
It's not like that.
Yeah.
So in UK, it's not so easy, for example.
Right. I was blown away by that. I went to the cafe and got a cappuccino. The guy comes over. He's like, "What do you want to do? You want a driver's license? You want to get married? You want a business license?" Like, all right, dealer's choice. I'm like, cappuccino and a business license, please. Thank you.
Oh, wow. What about the drivers here?
I love it. It's like, okay, I can't ride my motorcycle, but
really
at least I get my thrills. Yeah, at least I get my thrills that way. I'm like, all right, whatever happens. I've been
I
driving
think you really
here
found your country,
times,
to be honest, man, because drivers here is like my last topic. Like if somebody likes Georgia, then I'm bringing up this topic, and they're like, okay, yeah, maybe not so much.
No,
but
I'll tell you what I don't like. Like the city's like not super clean. I mean, it has its charm, but like it's pretty dirty. There's like
you should go to Europe and see how it's there.
Yeah, I mean, trust me,
I'm kidding.
I've done cleaning in Atlanta as well, so I've seen a lot worse. At least like yours is like animal shit on the streets and like not.
I know we are getting to that.
Soon enough,
step by step.
How do you like all these dogs outside?
I don't love it. Like
me neither.
But
I don't want to say it loud, but I think they should go to sleep.
I'm not
maybe
like
we should cut this out.
I'm not a big animal guy personally, but
okay, me neither.
But like that and the graffiti, like really like trashes up the city for me. Like I hate it. Like I get it's like kids just doing their thing, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like the city is really pretty, and it could be a lot nicer if it didn't have that everywhere. I mean, it has its charm, whatever, I'm starting to get used to it, but I don't love that for sure. Yeah. But what's great is like there are a lot of beautiful areas. The city's super walkable, and like
I'm assuming you live in the city center. Like yesterday, where like you're around Vake or?
Yeah, I live in Chugureti,
okay.
And like by Dry Bridge right now, and so I just like walk across the bridge, go over to like the Stamba area. I work out of the co-working space there, so have my little routine.
Oh yeah, my wife works at Stamba, and
really?
She mentioned like when I send your picture, I think I saw this guy somewhere in D Block. Maybe
I kind of live there, yeah,
yeah.
I work in D Block like every day. I sit in the same couch, like I'm always at warehouse afterwards. So.
See, that's small country.
Yeah,
one of the best.
Yeah, I see the same people everywhere. I mean, I saw you yesterday on the street. My brother-in-law visiting. He's like, "You know everybody here?" I'm like, "I don't know."
I texted him a week ago. I found him on TikTok, And we arranged this meeting for today, obviously. And yesterday, by the accident, I saw him near the gastronom Tbilisi. I'm assuming he was buying some healthy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, that was nice.
Yeah. I think like one of the things I realized coming out here and shifting my goals in my life was what I was aiming for in the US and what I was putting value in was really achievement based and really like asset based, like my net worth based. Like, okay, all of my friends, like they're on a path to buy their first house and then live in it, fix it up, buy their second house, like then get to this new position at their job, get a raise. It's like, that's the path. Have a kid, have a second kid, get one car, get two cars. And then eventually, like, you can afford to eat out regularly. It's like, and coming here, I realized there's so much more value in what your day-to-day routine looks like. Because when you look back at your life, like your routine and your day-to-day is your whole life. Like what you do every single day, that's your life, not like these one pinpoint moments here and there, unless they're vacations, which you remember forever. And that has nothing to do with, any of that. And I was like, whoa, I had never valued what my day-to-day looks like. I never valued that I can, pop into a random restaurant and be guaranteed almost like an incredible meal for a really affordable price, or like, just being able to walk and have like relatively fresh air, like depending on who's driving by. Like those things are so life-giving for me, and I'm really enjoying my time out here and the safety. Like, and I wouldn't be able to do any of that without the safety here. And my kids wouldn't be able to do any of that. Like we walk everywhere and my kids just run up and down the streets. Like we have like the grandmas and grandpas like kissing them on the head. It's like that being a part of everyday life is like so amazing. So
it's so nice to hear that from someone who is not from Georgia. Really, man, we appreciate that a lot.
I will really cry.
But it's also like your assessment is pretty detailed, and it really seems like you understand what this city is about, or at least what it used to be about. I don't know, nowadays everything is changing fast. But again, like this day-to-day stuff, the small things that you're mentioning here, we're very proud of it, like I mentioned, and it's really amazing to hear that from from someone who has been living here only for 5 months. I really hope that you stay here for much longer and you're gonna have a happy life with your family. And I think we should, it was an excellent episode, and I like that I don't even have to ask many questions when the guest gets it, and you're one of those guests, man. Kent, it was amazing to
really amazing.
Invite you here.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And spoiler alert, we're going to have him again, maybe a month from now, with his business partner. I'm assuming it's going to be more oriented about, the local business stuff, and not so much about the romance with the Tbilisi and Georgia in general. Maybe. We'll see. If we get carried away.
It just comes out. Can't help it.
All right, man. Thanks again.
Yeah, thank you guys so much.
See you guys next time.